everyone, this is Virginia. Welcome back to my channel. And today I wanted to tell you guys everything you need to know about the Department of Media and Communication at Korea University. Alright, so the main thing I'm going to go over today is if you go to this university, like the things that you need to do in order to graduate. So basically just graduation requirements. And these are things that you're going to be doing over the span of 2 years or 4 semesters. Of course, if you need more time to complete everything, that's okay too, but most people will do this in 2 years. So if you guys have watched my other videos, some of this might be familiar knowledge to you, but if you guys are new here, then I hope that this video is helpful for you. And again, feel free to leave any other questions you have in the comments below. So one of the requirements you have in order to graduate is to have topic level 4, and many people will already have this when they get accepted to the university, and if that's the case, then you can apply during a specific time frame to be exempt from taking the topic test again to graduate, because as you guys know, the topic test expires every 2 years, so you wouldn't be able to use the same score in your last semester. So just make sure that you guys look into that and figure out when the time frame is for you and submit your application then. The most basic requirement is that you need to do 24 credits of courses. So each course is usually 3 credits, so that's 8 classes, right? So 6 of those credits are required courses, so 2 classes. The first one is Theories of Communication, and then the second one is Research Methods in Communication. And so you don't get to choose those, you have to do those in order to graduate. And usually the theories class is taught in English and the research methods class is taught in Korean. But the professor who taught it was very kind to the international students and let us do our exams in English, so it wasn't too bad. And then the rest of the classes, you can choose them, but 3 credits have to come from a different department, so not the Department of Media and Communication. And this you're supposed to do usually your 3rd semester. So after you've had 2 semesters of classes in the Media and Communications department, then you guys have to choose, with your advisor's permission, a class from another department. So when I did it, I chose one from the it was called Visual Culture department. It was about documentary making. So it was still kind of related to media, but it was technically in a different department, and I really enjoyed that one. So, ow! What the? Eugene! I guess he didn't enjoy that one. Anyways, so for the required courses, they're only offered in the spring semester. So if you're GKS, you're probably going to be starting in the fall semester, so you'll have to take those your 2nd semester. But if you are entering Korea University as a normal student, then if you're entering for the spring semester, take those classes your 1st semester. Okay? Alright, so the next requirement is also usually done in the 3rd semester, but I know some people who did it their 2nd semester. It just depends on your schedule. But you need to attend an academic conference, and this can be in Korea or another country. It can be online, it doesn't really matter, but you need to attend a conference where you present your research. So it doesn't have to be your thesis, it can just be something that you did for a different class or on your own, but you do need to do that. And I heard that if you don't want to go to a conference, if you get published in a journal, that can be a replacement. So if you decide to get published in a journal while you're studying at Korea University, then you wouldn't have to go to the conference. Okay? Another thing you have to do your 3rd semester is the comprehensive exams. So I made a vlog on my experience taking the comprehensive exams, but basically it was one of the worst days of my life because it was 6 hours of basically non-stop testing. We did have an hour break for lunch, but other than that, it was just 6 hours of testing. You have 4 subjects you need to do. 2 are the required classes that I mentioned earlier, and then 2 are the ones that you choose out of the courses you've already completed. So it has to be classes you've already taken. So you'll just choose 2 of them, and I think you have to get like permission from the professor that you're taking it from. I can't remember. But either way, you have to write like the professor's name and the class number when you're signing up for the exams. And then you can ask the professors like for some, like what you should prepare before you take the exam, and sometimes they'll provide you with the questions they're going to ask. Sometimes they'll tell you like what you should review, and then sometimes the exams are open book or open note, but not always. So it really depends on the professor if they're going to make it open book or not. And so if they do make it open book, I suggest you guys print all the PDFs and any like documents that you use during class, any of your notes, print that all and bring it, because you can't use any devices. That might change in the future, of course, but for me, we weren't allowed to use any devices. So make sure that you use that. And also, it's written with pencil or pen, so your hand will probably feel like it's falling off. And that was my experience. It was really terrible. So maybe you could do some practice with your handwriting or something before the exam, but I don't know. And the exams, like the ones I took, were all essay format, so it would be like a couple questions, and each one would have like an essay. You have around an hour and a half for each exam, so you have to just write as much as you can in that time period. Yeah, that was probably the most difficult part so far of the degree, just because like there's so much nerves before you take that exam, and it usually starts really early in the morning, like 9 a.m. or something, so I was like really tired, and it kind of depends on you guys. If you're a morning person, maybe it's fine, but for me, no. Next, this is for your 4th semester, so your last semester. At the beginning, so usually the like 2nd week of classes, you have a thesis proposal. So the thesis proposal is basically you have to write like a short paper, usually 20 pages or less, of what you plan to do your thesis about. So it kind of depends what research you're doing, but for example, if you're going to do like a survey, you'll explain what kind of survey you're going to do, who will be the participants, and then you need to also explain the like theories that you're using as a background for your thesis. So when you do this, you have to already have your advisor and 2 committee members selected. So the advisor is usually a professor that you took a class with, and you can choose your advisor really anytime. Usually people choose them their like 2nd or 3rd semester, but it's kind of up to you. You just go and ask them, will you be my advisor? And then fill out a form online, like on the department website. And then, so the thesis proposal is you're going over this with your advisor, right? And I think you are also supposed to go over it with your 2 committee members before you present it. Then you do have to submit the paper and the PowerPoint file a little bit before the presentation date, just so they can have it set up. This is usually done during the winter break or summer break, depending on when you enroll, but it will be the break before your 4th semester. You would need to work on this. This one is one of the harder things you have to do, because deciding on a specific thesis topic can be quite difficult. And so I would suggest that you guys just try to think about this a little bit early on and talk about it with your advisor. Maybe meet with them a couple times and think about some ideas, go over it with them, because you wouldn't want to start something and then have to redo everything. So you want to make sure that you're doing a good job from the beginning. Okay, so that's the thesis proposal. So the thesis proposal is when all of the professors, or not all, but most of the professors gather in a classroom along with any students who would like to participate, and they listen to the 4th semester students present what they want to write their thesis on. So the presentations are usually around 15 minutes, and after you do your presentation, the professors and sometimes the students will give you feedback on what you presented. So usually it's going to be critiques, like things that you should fix, but sometimes it's also pretty positive, pointing out things that they liked that you did and things like that. So then you have to pass this stage in order to continue writing the thesis. All right, so then after you pass your thesis proposal, you're going to write your actual thesis, and this one you're going to be writing with the help of your advisor and the 2 committee members. So I haven't completely started this yet because I haven't done the thesis proposal, but just from things I've heard from like the Sunbays in my university, basically you just write over those few months during your 4th semester. If you're doing interviews, you'll conduct those, or do a survey, you'll pass that out. So whatever kind of research method you're doing, you will do that during your 4th semester, and you'll have different meetings with your committee members and your advisor to discuss any changes you need to be making while you're writing it. And then at the end, you have your thesis defense with the 3 professors, and I guess if you pass that, then you get to graduate. And graduation in Korea is like their school year ends in December, so the graduation ceremony is usually in February. So even if you're graduating in the spring like I am, you usually have to wait until February of the next year to have your graduation ceremony, which is, a little unfortunate, but that's okay. And one more thing to add, if you're applying to Korea University through GKS, if you're applying through the embassy track, there's usually no interview. So they're just gonna look over your documents and then decide whether to accept you or not. So if you're like waiting for them to contact you for an interview in the 3rd round, then just don't worry about that. They are not going to contact you, and they're probably going to wait until one of the last days to let you know if you are accepted or not. So just letting you guys know, don't worry about the interview if you're an embassy track applicant. Of course, university track, there's an interview process, so, of course. But anyways, hope that's helpful. So guys, I hope that this video was really helpful for you, and I hope that I get to see a lot of you guys in the Department of Media and Communication at Korea University. I highly recommend it. And once again, this was for the master's program. And the PhD program is a little bit similar, but there are some differences. So you can look on the website to see the differences for that. I'm sure that the undergrad department is like totally different. So you can also look that up if you're interested in the undergrad one. And for GKS, you can look up more information on their website, the Study in Korea website. So good luck to everyone who's applying to GKS and Korea University this semester, and all the semesters in the future for those of you watching this video. And remember, make sure to leave any comments below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe. So see you guys next time. Bye bye.